Hello everybody, welcome to an intense conversation about architectural ornament. Brianna and I are a little bit in the same camp here, and then there's Nathan. And then when you get into where we are today, now I feel like where we are today is that the only options we have as architects for ornament is pattern. And that's it. We can't
some material changing.
Sure, like material and pattern. Mm-hmm. We can't sculpt anything. You can, but certainly nothing like from Gaudi or Celtic or anything like that. Where we are now, I feel the only options we have are what material are you using and what pattern are you going to put the material in, mm-hmm. or are you going to Frank Gehry it and make it like.
Right, because you were sort of describing that these don't feel sculpted in the same manner as a Gaudi or a...
Right.
But, I mean, some would argue that Gehry's work is sculpted and that those massings are... There's scale and proportion to it. I think that, at least in these images, I think the pattern is sort of a result of, the technology and working in the computer and I think it's so easy to do.
What do you mean it's a result? That it facilitates it, or that because we work in the computer, that's what you end up with?
I think it's both. It's because we work in the computer, simple things as copy paste. I think that's how we end up with these patterns. And at least some of these are created by computer generated technologies, whereas if you're thinking about working in a material like clay, like Gaudi did,
or the terracotta,
or
a
material where you're sort of
and
you're constrained to your pull of the paper.
And are you saying that the cost of the ornamentation is part of the ideology?
I don't know.
Because no one would ever hire an architect to go carve something in the backyard and
labor and
and then to actually make it into something that can be waterproofed we're beyond. I mean, it was so cost prohibitive at this point.
I mean, these still cost a lot of money. I think there's still everything's expensive, but you're right. Like, to have the architect sit there and carve something, probably not paying for that.
And have it neat code.
Yeah.
But I do agree with you that Frank Gehry's work is sculptural in nature. The actual form of the building becomes the sculpture as opposed to just being, as there any ornamentation, right? Mm-hmm. And by the way, I love all of these photos. I think they're amazing, and I'm drawn to them. It's just that as an architect, I don't feel like I can play around with any of the things that Gaudi did. And certainly nobody's asking me and my firm to do it. I put like a little bit of a slot with a stained glass thing in it, and it immediately jacks the budget up 1,000 times. You know what I mean? Let alone, can I put a lady on the corner of your building? I mean, it's just not happening,